Did you get to that free kick in the first half?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I've trained with Madders a couple of times and played against him a lot, so I was more worried that he was going to reverse it into my side. And being that close to the goal, he had to sort of float it over the wall, which gave me a chance. But from then on, it's just sort of day-to-day training, explosion, and managed to get my hand there.
Let's talk about your former player, shall we, who you had at Sheffield United. He just looks like he's relishing every moment.
Same as what we talked about the pictures after the game at Villa with Ben Johnson and Declan Rice. And he's connected with the Arsenal supporters. I think there have been a lot of people doubting that signing. He's had a tough couple of seasons.
What a save that was.
But
save.
Not only, for me, natural outstanding ability, but a great mentality and great character.
So, I mean, he was relegated twice in 2 seasons, wasn't he? You know, we often talk about leadership in football. Is he has that leadership quality?
Yeah, he has, yeah. I think he was captain for the England under-21s. And you can see there, you know, he's a popular player with fellow players and supporters. And you've got to earn the right through performances. And now, as I texted him last night, keep the hammer down, keep going, and I'm sure he will. Because,
yeah,
he's an outstanding young man.
I mean, I've only interviewed him a couple of times, but he seems like a really down-to-earth lad.
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's from the north, isn't he?
Yeah, well...
Get carried away.
Yeah, say no more, really.
On to you.
His distribution as well is key for Arsenal.
Yeah, just picking the right time to throw, picking the right time to start a quick break. You know, I think he shanked one earlier, but it didn't. You know, dissuade him from trying these little passes, going into midfield, pinging it over defenders' heads, pinging it into midfield. Look at that.
That's a great ball. I think we talk about as well different styles as well, because obviously he's playing with world-class defenders. No disrespect to the players that he's played with before. He's playing with world-class defenders, technically outstanding, and they want to play out from the back, and he's suited to the way they play as well. So it's a great fit. And
that brings a different challenge for him. As well.
I think what Dion just said there as well, he shanked one, and you looked straight away, what is his reaction going to be? And I think from that, they broke and had a shot and he made a save, and then you're saying, well, what happens now? Every time it goes back to him, does he put his foot through it? But he didn't. He had the composure and the quality to keep playing out and setting Arsenal off. I was at the game yesterday, I thought Arsenal were absolutely outstanding. Big moments from Aron Ramsdale, big moments at the top of the pitch.
We've also been talking a lot about Arsenal this season and the fact that they started so poorly. Arteta's job was on the line and they seemed to turn things around. And they certainly showed that this form has been brilliant and they are on a real good run at the moment. Aron Ramsdale made some terrific saves in the game against Leicester and he performed so incredibly well, didn't he, Glenn?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best. You see that save there? I think that save will get ran for years and years. I mean, that is one of the best saves I think we've ever seen in the Premier League history. It's amazing how he gets it up there and tips it onto the bar, and then even to be able to get something on the second effort. I mean, it's even looking at it now a day later, it seems quite iconic already. And yes. I mean, a lot of Arsenal's good form is down to that man. He's been absolutely fantastic. I think it raised a lot of eyebrows when he did sign after back-to-back relegations at football clubs. But listen, he's shown what a good goalkeeper he is and why Arsenal went and put the money down for him. Absolutely.
And you know it's been a good save when Peter Schmeichel tweets, it's the best save I've seen for years by Ramsdale. I mean, the praise doesn't get higher than coming from a man like him.
Of course not. But what was ironic is his son was playing for the other team.
No. It must have been painful for him to say it.
Exactly. So hats off to him. It was an incredible save. Great mobility, shuffle his feet over as quickly as he could to get a strong hand on it as well. Iconic, I think you said.
That's the word, iconic. Yeah. OK, let's round up the match week and show you exactly how the results have played out. It started with that amazing win for Arsenal, you've got to say, against Leicester at the King Power. Burnley registered their first win of the campaign against Brentford. Liverpool, well, it was a draw between them and Brighton. Palace with a huge win away at Man City. Newcastle still winless this campaign. Chelsea scoring 3 past them. Southampton with an important win at Vicarage Road, and Tottenham losing out to United. You can see there Leeds and West Ham picked up wins as well. We've got Wolves against Everton tomorrow. But let's have a quick look at the Premier League table. And there's confirmation that Chelsea lead the way by 3 points. Liverpool in second and Man City just a couple of points behind them. West Ham completing the top 4. But let's have a quick look at the bottom half of the table. Norwich and Newcastle still winless this campaign. Burnley got off the mark, as you can see, but that wasn't enough to take them out of the relegation zone.
Well, it's quite unusual that when you win a match, the man of the match is your goalkeeper. But, I mean, Ramsdale was Arsenal's man of the match.
Brilliant. I mean, some proper world-class saves. The free kick was outstanding. That little touch on that shot, which may have gone off the post.
We're finishing with the free kick for obvious reasons.
He stands very big for a long time and spreads himself. He's sort of spider-like, sort of Schmeichel-like, so to speak. But this one here, look at this. It's an amazing save to get over there, to move your feet. Because all the keepers say that, Don, don't they? Move your feet quickly, will give yourself a chance.
You talk about Schmeichel. I think he tweeted, didn't he, the best save I've seen in years. What a compliment that.
The one before that was the one he made.
Against me.
Against you.
And look how quick. I mean, I know they practice it to get up quickly, and he has completely changed.
This is nice.
What the Arsenal fans think of him.
Yeah, but this is nice. Look at the little kid on the dad's shoulders with the goalkeeping kit on.
Yes.
No, he'll never forget that kid. Look at the emotion. It's brilliant. And he got questioned, didn't he, Aron Ramsdale?
Massively. Been relegated twice.
Well, not so much that. I never really take, when players go down, it doesn't really mean that it's all your fault. So I know you might come with a little bit of baggage, but I think it was the whole Arsenal, the way Arsenal was signing players and letting them go. So the season before, they let Emi Martinez go to Villa. Then they signed Ramsdale, and you think, well, what was the sort of point in that? But what you're seeing is a kid that's got confidence now, and that #1 jersey's his, for sure. I don't see Bert Leno getting that back in a hurry.
No. Some performance. No. But Leicester must have done something right as well in order to make him work so hard.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I think Arsenal were the better side, but Leicester just kept knocking at the door.
It was Leicester's start. It was
brilliant.
20 minutes, was it? Yeah, first 20
exactly,
minutes.
Yeah,
and
then took their time to get into it and stuff. Yeah.
Was it save of the season?
So far, yes. Absolutely. To be fair, if I was his centre half, I'd be saying catch it.
Catch it.
Even better than this save? Do you remember this one? Raya against Liverpool.
Oh,
it's Jota.
Was it a double save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, I think I'd give it to Ramsdale.
I'd give it to Ramsdale as well.
I think
he's having to travel a lot more. He's having to think about it.
This one's more instinctive, isn't it?
Yeah, the game stopped. The game stopped when Ramsdale. He has to think about what's going on. And
good footwork, though.
Yeah.
From Raya. It's footwork. It's what they practice.
That's just bravery, that is. That's pure bravery, and hopefully it'll hit me.
That's that instinctive. It's like Ramsdale's more technique.
I agree.
I think.
Yeah. Arsenal I think they've got all their summer signings together now and gelled, haven't they? And you can see, it's a terrible word project, but you can see what they're trying to do.
Unbeaten at 9.
Yeah.
Unbeaten at 9, and they've given themselves, for a team that was close to the bottom and a manager under pressure, they're starting to stand up a little bit more.
So close to the bottom that they were bottom.
Yeah. But the spine's good. I forgot that. Yeah. I knew they were in the bottom 3. I didn't realise they were rock bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the spine's good.
Yeah.
You get that right, you've got half a chance. Ben White's good, the goalkeeper's good, Aubameyang's in form. When he plays with Lacazette, they're good mates off the pitch, and you can see there's a genuine pair there. They're not selfish. You get kids like Smith Rowe and Saka and...
Yeah. And there's a bit of, talk about West Ham celebration. Ditto at Arsenal, you can see that they can see that together.
I think the most positive thing about Arsenal, for me, not so much the goals, not so much the win, it's just the body language of the players. They are working so hard. Yeah. They're putting their bodies on the line. There's defenders diving in front of the shots that are not even reaching the goalkeeper. For me, that's all I would expect of Arsenal and other sides in the league as well. Do that first, then all the quality just shines through.
Yeah. Let's talk Arsenal, shall we? Because they have turned the corner. A 2-0 win over Leicester in that game, which kicked off match week 10. And look at this. From that defeat, Liv, against Manchester City, when City pumped them 5-0, unbeaten. And they've got 5 wins in there, 2 draws. The latest, of course, coming at the King Power Stadium. Home, away, the victories are coming, and Arteta's looking good, isn't he?
Yeah, them and the whole squad, they deserve credit. But one man who stood out on Saturday was their new #1, Aron Ramsdale, who's loving life in net.
Let's speak to our friend Christopher Chan from Now TV, who's in Hong Kong live on Premier League today. Christopher, good to see you. I mean, look, Aron Ramsdale, there's a lot of people going back through their social media, deleting tweets, thinking, £24 million. There was a lot of criticism when Arsenal spent that money, but he's looking good. I mean, he's looking a great addition and a great sort of improvement on Bernd Leno.
Yeah, I think the most concerns are actually from his past record. He's not got a great record in terms of surviving in the Premier League. He's got relegated two seasons in a row, and I think Arsenal fans were right to have concerns in the beginning. And it's also the fact that they've got Bernd Leno in goal, who I don't think it's an urgent position for them to be making new recruits. But since taking over the number of jersey, I think Ramsdale has done superbly. 8 saves with it against Leicester, and a world-class save. Not from my mouth, but the words of Peter Schmeichel, the best save he's seen for a very, very long time. He's single-handedly saved Arsenal against Leicester. And I think if you look at the way that he plays, he's a different person from the goalkeeper that we've seen him when he was playing for Sheffield United or Bournemouth. He's got this renewed confidence in him. You could see it in his reactions and how he interacts with the crowd, how he's cajoling his defence. I think he's found a new lease of life since they joined the Arsenal. So I think there's just more to come from him in the future.
And Chris, there's been plenty of talk about Aron Ramsdale online over in Hong Kong, haven't there? There was one article that was bigging him up. I think we can see it actually on the screen. We obviously can't say what he's saying, but can you tell us what this article is saying about how good Aron Ramsdale was? Yeah, this is saying basically Aron Ramsdale was the hero for Arsenal on the day against Leicester, and now they've gone 2 months without defeat, and that coincided with Ramsdale's insertion into the team. So that has obviously had an effect on the team, both I think in the way that he commands the defence, and just not only him making great saves, preventing goals, but also how he commands the respect of his defenders. If you look at the Arsenal defence, actually against Leicester, 3 out of the back 4 are actually new recruits, plus Ramsdale himself only joined this season. So you could expect there has to be some sort of a betting in period. And I think we've reached the 10th week of the season. We're seeing the work in the training ground bear fruit. So we see a renewed Arsenal because the defence have been shoring up.
I mean, look, we all jump on the hype train. We've all been guilty of that before, and everyone was slamming Arsenal just a few weeks ago. You've just seen the table there, Chris, in the bottom left corner. They're 3 points off the Champions League places. They're on the same points as Manchester United. So what are we talking about? After back-to-back 8th place finishes for Arteta, well, for Arsenal, we should say, what's the limit now? I mean, they should be looking at top 6 at least, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I think one advantage they have over the other European places contenders would be the fact that they are not playing European football this year. I think that is a big plus for them. If you look at some of the team struggles, especially teams like Leicester, who are finding it very, very hard to juggle between the 2 competitions. Even Spurs, even though they did play a B side in the Europa Conference League, but there are still some troubles about dividing the squad. Arsenal, on the other hand, I don't think they have this problem. They can actually use the domestic cups to breed their sort of second string or blend new players in. And then we're seeing the results now. They're actually functioning as a team. The only thing I have in question about Arteta's management is even though this is already his 2nd full season in charge, it's still looking like as if he's trying out different formations. We see the 4-4-2 against Villa. They played 4-2-3-1 earlier. There's been trials of 3 at the back at points during his tenure. I think he's still feeling or finding out what characteristics that each individual player has, especially he's got so many new recruits in this season, and particularly in central midfield and in defence. He's still trying to look for the right balance. I think he's getting there now, but that might still take a few weeks before Arsenal settle into a desired formation that suits the players best.
And Chris, we have to talk about their North London rivals, Tottenham. That news that Nuno has been sacked. How will the Spurs fans out in Hong Kong take it, do you think?
Yeah, I was having a quick look at the at online chatbots and forums and all that in the past 20 minutes or so. I think most Spurs fans that have posted online are actually quite receptive of having Conte as a new manager, although that hasn't been confirmed yet. But I think there are more concerns on how the way the club is run. I think the sentiments might not be too different from that in England. I think there has been starting to we start to see lots of voices, lots of opinion about whether the club is being managed professionally, whether the priorities of the clubs is right, whether it's still very much focused on the business side or the commercial side more than the playing side. But I think the general opinion is that they have to, the chairman, Daniel Levy, has to change tack a little bit. They have to understand, the management has to understand that playing football or how the team performs on the football field is what should take priority over the commercial side, even though I know Tottenham are doing quite well with now the new stadium and finally crowds are back. But things are looking up on the business side and the commercial side, but on the footballing side, there's still lots of room to improve.
Chris, good man. Thank you very much. Last time you were on, Steve Bruce got sacked, and you come on today, the day that Nuno's gone. You're the Grim Reaper of Hong Kong.
I hope not. It's over.
Thank you very much.
Chris Chan speaking to us live from Hong Kong from Now TV.